Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel SFDC Panther. This is Amit and we are in GIT Essentials with GitLab. In this video, we are going to learn all about branching in GIT, and we will also see how we can create a project, how we can initialize a repository inside our local folder. And going forward, we will see what is a branch, what is the need of a branch, why we need to create, how we can list a branch, how we can list all the branches inside our project, inside our repository, and then how we can perform various operations over branch, like how we can create, list, delete or rename. And then we will work on how actually the life cycle works of GIT with GitLab, or we can say that life cycle works of GIT with GitLab, GitHub, Bitbucket or some other code hosting platform. And in our remote location, we are going to create a project, we are going to create a feature branch, and then we are going to pull some changes to our feature branch or master branch, and we are going to pull the changes from local to remote and vice versa. So let's quickly start what is a branch before we start working creating a project, and then we try to perform all these operations that what we just discussed. So when we talk about a branch, what is a branch is we can say that it's a playground for us where we can develop an independent feature, or we can develop a bug. We can fix a bug there, and then we can merge that code fixes that whatever we have made inside our feature branch, and we can test that into our test environment. After everything goes well, we can merge with the master branch and go live with, and our customer can use that. So consider an example here. We are working on a project, our project is live and our end user customers are using it continuously without facing any issue. Now management had thought to introduce a new feature, a small feature there where they wanted to introduce a live chat functionality and introduce a self service for them with the help of some knowledge articles, and providing a button for contacting us where they can describe their problem, what the issue they are actually facing. So we are working in master branch, our project is working, and this is working perfectly. We have got a new feature, then we created a new branch in both our local and remote system. And why we are creating in both places? So that we can do a playground here, or we can modify the respected files, or we can create new files whatever we wanted to create, and then after we can try to test that into our test environment. After everything goes well, we can merge that code with the master branch, and then we can go live to with our customer so that our customer can use our new feature. And our new feature has been developed, we tested and deployed to production, and then after some days again management has thought that they wanted to introduce a very big feature into their original project, into their original product. For that again we need to create a branch, and as we said that this is a big feature, inside that feature again we are going to create the feature branch for that feature branch, so that we can get we can develop the features independently and developers can work, and after they develop the feature, and we can merge with the feature branch, and then feature branch can test collectively all the features that we have developed, and that feature after testing we can merge with our master branch, and our end user customer can use it. So this is a very brief overview of branches, why we need branch, and what how and why this is useful for us as a developer if we are working on it. So now let's quickly start doing some hands-on so that we can get more confident on it. So first thing that we discussed is to create a project in our local system or in our local folder. So I have opened terminal for me, and if you are on Windows machine, you need to open command prompt and then go to the directory where you actually wanted to create a project. So I wanted to create a project here, so I'm going to say that I wanted to create a project called I wanted to create a folder called project git, and then I wanted to work on that particular folder. So currently I am in my folder that is called as project git, and if I try to list files, I don't have anything inside that. Now we wanted to create a GIT project inside our local folder, that is project git. So this folder may contain multiple projects that we are working. So what we can do is to initialize a project, just type git init, which is actually for git initialize, and then if you wanted to give the name of your folder or name of your project, so let's say that I wanted to say that Panther here, we can say that Panther project. So once you will hit enter, you will see that an empty GIT repository has been initialized into this location, into my location, and the folder we are here in. And as we given the name of our project, it is also going to create a folder with the same name that we have given next to git init command. Now before we start working, we actually need to switch to our project where we did. So if I try to list, I don't have anything inside this project. Even if I try to open this folder, if you see that this is a folder where we just created this folder, we just created, and inside that folder we have a project, we have another folder that is Panther project. And yes, whenever you are executing a command called git init, what it does is it creates a folder for you that might be hidden by default. And if you wanted to see, for Windows user, you can execute a short key, that is command shift dot, and for the this short keys was for Mac users, and for Windows users you need to go to the preference, and from there you can check a checkbox for show hidden files, and you can see these files. And inside this folder you can see that we have a folder called branches, we have a configuration head, this is the file where our all commits are going to store, and then we have some webhooks, informations, and we have got objects inside that info and pack, and for the reference we have heads and tags. So all these folders that are very useful, and don't mess with this folder, otherwise you are going to lose your project. So that's why this folder is in hidden form, so that you cannot mess with this folder. Now we have initialized our project. We wanted to create some file inside this project. So even you can create a file with by going to the folder, and you can add some files. And I just wanted to add files from here in the command line itself. So I can say that this is a simple file, and where I wanted to store is file.txt. So if you see that I have got a file here, that is file.txt inside the same project, and if I open this file, I can see that this is a sample file. So even if I increase the size for you, you can see that there is a simple message that we just typed inside while we just try to create the file. Now if you wanted to add this file, now you have added this file, and you are wondering to see that how many files you have added. So let's say that you wanted to add another file. I'm just going to change the name of the file, and we have got these 3 files inside that. Now we wanted to know that how many files we have changed, or we have created, or we have modified. So to get to know that, or to get to know the status of your files, you have a command called git status, and once you will hit this command, or you will execute this command, you will see that git status in which branch we actually are on, master branch, that is that is created by default by the GIT system. There is no commits we made, and these are the untracked files. That means these 3 files we have created. And how we are able to identify that these files have been created, not modified, because there is no text behind this file saying that modified. Even if you wanted to let me show you how this actually works. So let's quickly try to modify this file, and we can say that another line, and let me give it a space or zoom for you so that you can see. Now we have saved this. Again try to hit this file and see, even we are not able to see that this file has been modified. And why this file is not like our system is not able to track that the file has been modified or not. So for this, we need to commit our changes into the branch where we are. So for the commit branch, we have two steps. So let me quickly open my VS Code so that I can show you that what all steps we do have for committing. So let me quickly close these files. So to commit to commit any changes, we have steps like we first need to add those commands to the staging area, add those changes to staging area. Even we will see in our workflow as well, and then we need to commit. So we can say that commit. So these are the two steps that we need to follow when we wanted to commit our changes to the branch. So these commits are going to make the changes into our local repository, not the remote repository. For that we have another step, that is the additional step. We can say that push the changes to the remote branch. So these are the changes that these are the steps that we need to follow. So let's quickly follow these steps. So for adding the changes to the staging area, what we need to do is we need to execute a command called git add. And if you only wanted to add your file, that is file.txt, so you just need to give the fully qualified name of your file, and if you had hit enter, your file has been added. So if you now try to check the status, you can see that these changes needs to be commit into the branch so that system can track. And these are the two files that are the new files. Even you can see that this is a new file. So now let's try to again modify this file.txt. I just wanted to see if there is a modification or a system is able to track or not. So we are again able to see, you can see that now we have got that our file has been modified. So this is like you can add your files to the staging area, and you might be wondering that you might have a number of files, how you can add all those files in a single go instead of giving the name of a single file. For that we have a command called git add, and is after space just put a dot, and once you will hit enter, all the files will be added to your staging area. You can see that all new files. Now we wanted to commit, so let's quickly commit. So for committing we have a command called git commit, and then we need to provide a message why we are committing. We need to provide a message so that our colleague or anyone who is checking our logs can see that why this changes has been made. So we can say that initial commit. So this is a very initial commit. Now if you see that these three files has been changed, and there are three nodes has been created in our index file, and these three nodes are going to now these nodes are going to be tracked by our system, our GIT system. So now if we say that GIT status, we don't have anything, nothing to commit, work tree clean. That means our tree is clean and there is nothing, we did not made any changes. Now if you try to modify this file, let's say that this is a new line, you wanted to modify this. If you again try to hit your command, that is git status, you can see now our file is showing that our system is showing that we have got a file that has been modified. And again we need to follow the same two steps to add or to commit the changes into the master branch. And so this is how like we can add files, we can add to the staging area, and then we can commit changes to our branch. Now let's talk about if you wanted to if you wanted to see what all branches we do have inside our project, that is Panther project. So for that we have a command called git branch and -- list. So if you execute this command, you will see that there is only one branch, that is a master branch, and our pointer is also pointing to the our cursor is also pointing to the master branch. Even if you don't type list, you will see the list of all branches with the same result. So this is how you can list all the branches inside a project. And now you have got a requirement that okay, our project is working fine, our product is working fine, customers are very happy, and now we wanted to introduce a new feature called support. For that we first need to create a branch, and that branch must be initiated from the master branch, so that we can get all the data inside our child branch, and then we can start working on those files. And if you wanted to add some files, we can add, or if you wanted to modify, we can modify those files. So to create a branch, we have two options. I will show you both. So first is, if you wanted to create a branch, we have a same GIT branch. What we wanted to do is we wanted to create a new branch, that is support. So we can say that new feature, and if you hit enter, we have created a branch. Try to list all the branches. You can see that now we have got two branch. One is second one is a new branch, a new feature branch that we just created, and our pointer is still pointing out our master branch. Next thing is that before we see the next option or second option for creating a branch, now if you're wondering, I have created a branch, but my pointer is pointing to the master branch. I wanted to work in new feature branch. How we can switch to the feature branch, or how we can check out to the feature branch. So for that we have an option, that is GIT checkout, and then you just need to type your master name, sorry, your branch name, or your commit name, or your tag name, where you wanted to check out. We will know more about commit and tags later on videos. So once you will hit enter, you will see, okay, so this is a typo mistake, so it should be checkout. Now you can see that even we are able to see that this file has been modified, file1.txt, and we have successfully switched to this feature new branch. And if we try to hit check where we are in, now we are in our feature branch, new feature branch. So let's quickly switch back to our master branch. Now we are in master branch. Now let's quickly see what is the second method of creating a branch. Even this method works, but for knowledge, I just wanted to tell you how we can create a second feature. So for creating a branch, that is a GIT branch, and for checking out a branch, these two commands has been combined into a single command to create the branch, and immediately after switch to the child branch that we just created. So how we can do that? It is GIT checkout, and we wanted to create a new branch. For that we need to tell that we wanted to create, so we need to give a attribute that is -b, and then you wanted to give a branch name that we can say that support feature. And if we hit enter, you can see that this file has been modified, and that even we are seeing from the very first step of trying to create a branch, because this file has been modified in the master branch itself. And then we are in currently support feature branch. So even to be make sure that we are here in the branch. And once as we are in the support feature branch, we try to add some files. So let's quickly try to add a file here. We can say that this is a support branch, and I just wanted to name the file as support.txt. okay, we don't, okay, it is a typo mistake. It should be echo instead of echo. So now we have created a file here inside our support feature branch. This is a support.txt file, but this file will not be visible to any other branches. Those are the two branches, master branch and our new feature branch. So let's see if we are able to see these files or not. Check out just check out to master branch. Okay, we are in master branch, but still we have got, okay, let's I just wanted to see if we are in the master branch or not, and then we will see the status. Okay, we are on the master branch, and if we say that GIT status, okay, we have got this file that is support.txt. To include that, what will commit? Okay, let's see why this file is available here in the master branch. Okay, so what we will do here is we will again try to add these files, and we will try to commit, and so that we don't get any message. So we can say that support feature is created. Why I committed it, I just wanted to check out all the branches that we don't have anything to commit inside all the branches. We don't have anything. You can see that inside a new feature branch we are not able to see anything. The extra files that we have is support feature, and if we let's quickly try to add that file here and we'll try to see if we have this file. Okay, so we'll say that support1. I've got this file and I just wanted to check out to that is support feature branch. Okay, now we are in support feature branch, but we have got support1 instead of our support txt file. So let's quickly say that GIT status, we have got support1. So the thing is, how it is working is, even I got to know today itself. So if we did not committed our files into the branch, that files is going to fly, like whenever you are trying to switch a branch, that file that has not been modified, sorry, that the file has not been committed to the branch, is going to automatically populate into the other branch where you are trying to switch. So if we say that GIT status, now if I try to add dot, and then if I try to commit -m and say that okay, just any message, I'm just trying to give it randomly, and again I'll try to create a new here, that is a new file, that is support11, and let's quickly create a new file and I'll say that test.txt. so now we have two new files, support11 and test1.txt. so let's quickly commit these changes into our system now. So we have added, we are going to commit these. We can say that new files added. Now we have committed here in the support branch. So let's quickly make sure that yeah, we are in support branch. Now let's, if we go to the master branch, that is with the help of a command called git checkout, now you can see that we are not able to see those two new files that we just added. So that was the main thing that we that we forget, and we just figured out while we did hands-on. So if you have modified any files, or if you had added any files and did not commit it to the branch, it is going to fly over, it is going to travel across all the branches if you are trying to switch your branch. And once you will commit, in which branch you will commit, that file is going to stay in that branch only. So if you see that we committed this support file inside our master branch, and this support file is not available inside our feature branch and our support feature branch. So this is how you can quickly create some branches and you can traverse between the branches. Now let's talk about if we wanted to rename the branch. Let's say that this branch that we just created is not a valid branch, and even the name does not looks like it's a feature branch. So how we can rename that? So for renaming it, we have a command called git branch, and -m indicates that we wanted to rename the branch, and which branch we wanted to rename is new feature, and what is the new name for that. So we can say that chat feature. So once you will hit enter, we are not getting any error. That means our branch has been successfully replaced with the new name. You can see that now we have got three branches. One is chat feature, currently cursor is pointing to the master branch, and another branch is support feature. So this replace branch, like this replace command is useful whenever you have got a branch and you wanted to give it a valid name, or you wanted to change the name of your branch. You can quickly use this command, you can use this command to rename your branches. Now now we have worked on this, let's quickly switch to our chat feature branch. So I will tell you why we are checking out this branch. So let's say that now okay, there is a typo mistake. So now we are in chat feature branch. We worked with our chat feature branch, we tested our feature, we deployed our feature, and then our customers are successfully using, they are happy with our new features. Now we don't need this branch any more longer. We don't need this branch. We wanted to delete this branch from the local system and from the remote system as well. So we are just going to focus on local system for now, and then once we will create the branch in the remote system, we are also going to do that. So we wanted to delete the branch again. As creating a branch, we do have an option for deleting a branch to the we have two options for deleting a branch. How we can do that? So we have an option, again we are going to say that git branch. That means we wanted to perform some operation over branches. What operation I wanted to perform is delete, and what is the branch name? That is a chat feature. If you hit enter, you can see that can't delete branch chat feature check out at this, and checked out at this particular project. Why we are getting this? Because we did not merge our changes with our master branch. So if we are getting this error and still we wanted to delete a branch, how we can do is, for that, instead of using small d, just to use a capital D, which is okay. Still we are getting error, that is can't delete a branch chat feature check out at this. So we do have some, okay, if we see here inside of branches, we have configuration, we have description as well, we have head, and this is the file we are talking about, index, where actually our nodes are getting created. If we open this file, I don't think, okay, this is a encrypted file that we cannot see, but even you can see the file name, file 11 and all, whatever, you can see the files, but don't mess with this file. If you will mess, again your project is going to lose. So we are getting some error here that cannot delete branch chat feature check out as this Panther project. We are even inside this Panther project. So if we see, let's quickly open this file, new file added. This is our commit that we just we are committing our commits to the branches. Whatever the branch we are, we will get the commit here. This is the configuration file, what are the files configuration we do have, and then the description of our branch file, that is unnamed repository, whatever description is default description, and head is the pointer where our pointer is pointing. So again, getting back to our error, we are not able to delete can't delete a branch check out as, even it is not giving a correct error for us to identify that what problem we are facing here. So even without deleting this branch, let's quickly try to create a branch, create a new branch, and then okay, first thing that we need to see is in which particular branch we are. So even we are in our chat feature branch, that is why we were getting the error. So first thing that we need to do is we need to check out to a master branch or to the branch from where we actually created that branch. Now if we try to hit enter with the small, we will see that we successfully deleted the branch. So that was the main issue. We were on the same branch, and that is what the error message was trying to tell us. Cannot delete a branch chat feature checked out. That means we were on that branch. So that's why we are getting the issue. So this is how you can delete your branches from the local system, and from the remote system we will see how we can do that. So these are all the operations about like a branch that we can do inside a project. And now let's quickly talk about our local system, remote system. So first thing that we will talk about is the flow, how the flow actually look like whenever we are working with the system, that is GIT GitHub or GIT GitLab, GIT Bitbucket, how actually it works. So this is our working directory where we actually are working. We have created few branches, we deleted, we renamed, and we added few files, committed, and we did all the things that we in our working directory that is necessary in our project. So this is the first thing that we did, GIT init. We initialized a project, we got a .git folder where we have got plenty number of files and those files for branching, head, reference. And after initializing, we added this git add. That means we added all those files into the staging area, and then we used this commit file, git commit, and then we committed those changes to the local repository. But we did not use this git post to our we did not use this GIT push to our GitLab, because this push operation is actually, or we can say that this push operation is mainly for working with our remote location repositories. So this was all the steps that we performed. Again, there are two steps that we performed is GIT add and GIT commit to commit all the changes inside our local repository, and we can also refer as local branches. And GIT init is actually for initializing a new project inside our local folder. Now this is a GIT lifecycle. Let's talk about how this lifecycle converts, or this lifecycle changes a bit whenever we are working with our remote system. So here we have got another flow. So we can say that this is not a valid header here, just ignore that part 3.1. So here we have got a flow here. We are in GitLab, so or we can say that we are in the local system, and we added our files to the staging area. We committed those changes, and after committing, our changes are ready to be pushed to our remote system. That is, we can use GIT push, and then we can push those changes to our cloud system, that is our GitLab in our case. This is the first case where we have the project inside our local system already developed. But now consider the second use case, that we have a project here inside our GitLab. We wanted to work on that project in our local system. For the first case, what we need to do is, in the first step, we need to use GIT clone so that we can get the complete project, and then again we need to follow this process. This process is okay, sorry. So this process is like following the process, like adding the files or modifying the files, and then adding those to the staging area, and then after committing those changes to the local repositories, and then using push command to push the updated changes to the GitLab. And now next time that you wanted to work is, make sure that you are pulling all the updated changes from the remote system and then performing this operation. So to make it easy for you, let me quickly open my VS Code again. So let's delete this. We can say that we have an existing project in system hour. We can say, okay, so let's consider like this. We have a use case 1. We can say existing project in system. We will cover both the scenarios as well here. So we have existing project in the system. So what steps we need to follow is, we will say that add remote to origin, and then what we need to do is push the changes. Like we have created a new repository for the particular for that project, and then we need to add the remote to the sorry, not origin, to the local system, and then push the changes to the remote. And when we say that we have a use case 2, use case 2 is that we have existing project in remote location. We can say that might be GitHub, GitLab, or Bitbucket. And what steps now we need to follow is, first thing that we need to follow is GIT clone, and then we need to follow GIT add, that is hidden in the above step as well, GIT commit, and then we need to use GIT push. Again, let's quickly add these steps to our system as well. So these are the steps, like clone. We can say that this is the initial step. Now again, if you wanted to modify some changes, or if you wanted to modify some files, we wanted to create some features, and then we wanted to deploy those to the remote system, what we can say that afterwards steps what that we need to follow is, we need to say that GIT pull, to fetch the updated changes, we can say that, and then we need to perform these two commands after making modification in the file or adding the file, and then use git push. So if you did not use git pull, what it will do is it will do a merge conflict to you while you are trying to update your information or update your changes to the remote system. That is what merge conflicts come into the picture. Whenever you have modified the files into the both system and you wanted to merge either local system from the local system to the remote system, or you wanted to merge from the remote system to the local system, in any case you will get the merge conflict that we will cover in the later videos. So these are the two use cases, and we also saw the workflow of our how actually the workflow works. So now let's quickly start creating a remote project into our remote location. So we are here, okay, let's quickly delete this. So we are here in our GitLab. If you have not signed up, please watch the previous video and then set up an environment for you. So what we are going to do is we are going to create a project, and here our first use case is going to apply. We have a project into our existing system, and then we wanted to upload that project, or we wanted to make sure that our project is hosted into the code hosting platform. So we are going to say that Panther project. You wanted to give some description. You can give a meaningful description to your project. Wanted to set the visibility either private or public, so I'm just going to make sure that it is a public, and even I'm going to initialize this readme initialize this project with the readme file. So if I initialize this, that means I do have a file which is not there in my local system, then my second use case is going to apply. I will show you. So let me quickly initialize this with the readme file, and I will tell you what we are talking about. So now we have got this, and now we have got this project. So what we need to do is, first step was to add our remote system with our local system. How we can do is, let's quickly copy this URL and then get back to our command prompt here. So we are on the current project as well, and in which branch we are. So let's quickly see, we are in master branch, we are in the current branch, correct branch, and now we wanted to add our remote system with the local system project. What we need to do is, we have a command called git remote. What we wanted to do with the remote, we wanted to add, what we wanted to add is the origin, and what is the URL of the origin is the URL that we just copied. And if you hit enter, you can see that there is no error. That means we have got an origin here. Now if we see, if we try to, that is branch, still we are in the master branch. So once you will execute this command, it will only show you the branches that you have in your local repository, not from in the remote repository. So now if you wanted to push, so with the help of a second command, first thing that we need to see is that do we have anything inside our branch that we need to commit. So we don't have anything. Now let's try to push the changes to our master branch. How we can do is, for that we have a command called git push -u, and you need to use what you wanted to do is the origin, and in which branch you wanted to push is master branch. Again let me explain you. Git push, that means we wanted to perform a push operation where we wanted to perform in our origin. In which branch we wanted to perform is master branch. Now if we hit enter, we are getting some error. What error we are getting? Origin does not appear to be a Git repository, could not read remote repository. Okay, please make sure that you have correct access right and remote repository exist. Okay, there is some error, typo mistake. Okay, let's wait if we are able to successfully update that code or not. So you can see that you are getting some error that is saying that rejected. Fetch first. We are getting some hint, fetch first. We are getting some hint, git pull. Why we are getting this error? Because in our master system there is a file if we get back to our system again, so if we see that there is a file readme.md which is not present inside our local system, and first that we need to do is we need to push the we need to pull the changes into our local project before we make any changes to the remote system. That is what the second use case describes. If you have any existing file into your project, that might be a new project or a current project, you first need to pull. How you can do that is use git pull. From where you wanted to pull is origin, which branch you wanted to pull is master. If you hit enter, now let's see, we have got that applying support feature is created, applying initial commits. So these are some commits that we have committed into our system. And if we see that we have got some fetch head, this is because that this file is actually tracks the comparison of these two branches. It tells us like our local master branch or our local branch is either behind from the master branch or ahead from the either behind or head from the master branch. Let's say that we have some modifications in our local system, local branch, and we did not push those changes to the master branch, that is a remote branch. In that case, our fetch head file is going to tell us that you have one commit step ahead from the master branch. I will tell you. So how we will do is, let's say that git push, and we are going to say where we wanted to push is that is origin, and which branch we wanted to push is master branch. And now if we hit enter, what it will do is now it will push our changes to our master branch. You can see master to master has been synced. And if we get back to our project, try to see the files, we will get all the files that are there inside master branch. You can see all the files are here. And if you go to the commits, you will find all the commits here, whatever the commit we have made inside the master branch. You can see initial commit, initial commit. This one is of the master branch that we just created, and these are the two commits that we created in our local system. So now we are talking about how we were talking about the fetch head. So let's quickly create a new file here. So I'm going to say echo, this is a new this is new file, and I'm going to say that new file.txt. I have created a new file here. So let's quickly say that git status. Okay, this is not a valid command. I've got a new file. Let's quickly add this. I just added, and I just wanted to commit this change. So what I will see is, I will say that is a new file added. Now I have added a new file into my master branch. Let's quickly try to execute git branch command. We are on the master branch, and if you wanted to see git status, we are checking on the master branch, and we are also getting that our branch is ahead of origin and from the origin of the master branch by one commit. That means we have made one commit into a master branch locally, but we did not push those changes to the remote system. That is what we are getting. Even if you modify any changes, let's say that new line I'm just trying to put here in this file, and then I try to again do a commit in my system. So I'll do git add. I will try to say that. So these commits message that we are providing is, this should be a we can say that this should be a valid message, so that your colleague can quickly identify that why this change was made, or why these changes has been made into the particular file or into a particular project. So we again added this, we committed a 6 again. Now we have got that there are our branch is ahead by 2 commits. So these are the few basic works of fetch head files that we have got inside our branches section. You can see that this file was not earlier there. So now again let's quickly try to push these changes. So we will say that origin master, and after updating all the changes we will get nothing, and we will get that those branches are identical and up to date. So if we say that let's clear this and we talk about GIT status, now you can say that your branch is up to date with origin master branch. So this is how you can work, like you can create a project there in remote repository, and then how you can pull the updated data from the remote system, and you can push the data from local to the remote system. Now let's talk about, again we created a feature branch here, that is a support feature. Again we wanted to push all the data of a support feature branch to a new branch in the master in our project, that is support feature branch. For that, let's quickly create a new branch in our remote location. So let's copy this and go to our remote location. So we are here in our project. So to create a branch, what we need to do is just quickly go to the file section of your project, of your repository here, and then click on this plus sign, and if you see there is an option for creating a new branch, that is new branch. If you create here, it will take you to a wizard where you need to provide a branch name. So you're just providing a branch name as a support feature, and then you can see there is another option for create from. So this is from which branch you actually wanted to initialize your feature branch. So whatever the branch you will select here, for now we have only master branch, all the codes, all the documents, all the data that we have inside this branch is going to be appear in our feature branch. So let's quickly create this branch, and then we will see if we are able to get the data or not. Now you can see that we are in our support feature branch. We have two branches, and the complete data we do have inside our this feature branch. Now we have created this branch. We need to again we need to push all the changes, all the feature changes that we created inside our local feature branch. So for that, let's quickly switch to our command prompt here. We are here in, again what we need to do is we need to remember that first thing that we need to do is we need to execute a command that is called GIT pull. From where we actually wanted to pull is origin and which branch we wanted to pull. So this is a support origin feature. So before we pull this, we need to make sure that we are on the correct branch. So as of now we are on the master branch. So first thing that we need to do is we need to check out this, we need to check out to support feature branch and then execute that command, that is GIT pull from where, from origin, and then this is our branch. So if we hit enter, and why we are pulling, again the same answer for this is that so that we can get all the updated data into our branch from the remote location. Now if you see that we have got a few new files, that is the support one as well here, file one, whatever the files that we have in our master branch but not in our child branch, that is a feature branch. Now if we try to modify or if we try to add any new files, you can say that echo this is a new support feature file, and here we wanted to say that we can say that feature.txt. So we have got this brand new file here, and if you wanted to first let's clear the screen, and if you wanted to check the status, we have created a new file, and you can see that this file is not being tracked. We need to add it to the staging area so that we can commit, and we will say that git commit -m, and we can say that support features has been added. So once we will execute this command, okay, we have got, yep, now we have made a commit here. Even let's try to add a let's try to execute a command that is git status. So there is nothing, working tree is clean. Now let's quickly try to push or change to our origin branch, to our origin feature branch. So again execute git push branch, where we wanted to execute is where we wanted to push is origin, which is the branch that is support feature. If we try to hit enter, we will see our all the data, which whatever the updated data we have is now we were able to successfully push to the remote branch. And if we check here into the remote system, let's refresh this and to see if we are able to get that new file here, that is feature.txt. So even if you see that there is a commit here, and if you go to the commit section, you will see all the commits on the support feature branch, that is a support okay, here is a commit on the support feature branch, that is support feature has been added, and these are all the commits that we added while we were working on our local repositories. So if we click here and wanted to see what has been modified and what has been changed, you will see all the changes here. We just modified or we added only one file, that's why we are getting only one file. Yeah, so this is how quickly like you can create your files, or you can update your changes to the feature branch of your master of your remote location. And even if you wanted to see if this file is available in the master branch, that is feature branch, or not, so we are going to check here. So let's quickly see. Okay, we are in master branch itself, and there is no extra files that we have got inside our support feature branch. So if you switch back to the support feature branch, there are a few more files that we are not able to see inside our master branch. So before we go ahead and see how we can delete a branch from a remote location, for that what we need to do is let's quickly create a new branch here so that we can delete that branch itself, because we don't want it to delete our support feature branch that is we are going to use going forward in our videos. So I'm just creating a new branch, that is GIT new branch, and just create this. So after creating this branch, let's quickly wait. Okay, now we have got this new branch, that is a new branch. So we wanted to delete this. How we can delete is, so let's quickly say that GIT push, where we wanted to push is origin, and okay, GIT push origin. What we need to do is delete, and what we actually wanted to delete is new branch. So let's try this command and see what message we are getting here. So you can see that we have deleted a branch from this location, whatever the location of our project is. So the command is GIT push, again for pushing or performing the operation to the origin. Where we wanted to perform the operation origin, what we actually wanted to do is we wanted to delete a branch, that is a new branch. This is the name of our branch that we did. So these are the operations that these are the few things that we discussed. If anything else, let us check here. Okay, so we are good for this video, and this is it. If you have any questions, please feel free to put down into the comment section. See you soon.